Hello, and thanks for joining us on this edition of Green and Gold Gridiron. I'm Brian Groff alongside Keith Roding from PackerReport.com. And Keith, 3 losses in a row. What is going on?
It's bad, man. It's bad. You know, we all, I think we gave them a break when they lost at Denver, you know, against that defense that played one of the best games we've seen in years. I think we still gave them a break at Carolina going against Super Cam and another really good defense. I personally, I feel like we're out of breaks to give when you lose at home against a 1-7 Lions team. I've been covering this team since 1992, Brian. I have never seen the Lions win at Lambeau. And let's be honest, even if that Mason Crosby kick goes through, they shouldn't feel that much better because there's a lot of problems that need to be fixed.
They did a lot in the second half. So the final 2 minutes included 2 touchdowns, an unsuccessful 2-point conversion, a successful onside kick, and a missed field goal. So there was a lot. The 58 minutes before that, there wasn't a whole lot going on.
You know, except for maybe the defense that, you know, held Detroit to 1.7 yards per carry, 45 yards rushing. Matt Stafford, I feel like they got pressure, but again, it was the 3rd game in a row without a sack. I'll tell you, the guy that I really like on defense is rookie Demarius Randall. That guy is all over. On that long pass to Golden Tate late, which was really the one back-breaking play on defense, he pulled him out at the 5, and then he gets the onside kick. But it's the offense that I'm most concerned about. I mean, we haven't seen an Aaron Rodgers like this since 2008. He's overthrowing guys. He's bounce passing it to guys. The receivers can't get separation. I mean, he's behind Sam Bradford and Ryan Tannehill in completion percentage. He's behind Kirk Cousins in yards. This is Aaron Rodgers.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I feel like he's tight. I feel like it's a little bit of thinking too much. It's a little bit of, I think, not adjusting to this isn't the same offense without Jordy Nelson. I think you have to trust and involve more of your young playmakers. I think you have to spread it around more. You can't go to Devontae Adams 21 times and get 10 catches, but, you know, there's culpability on the receivers, too, who drop way too many passes.
Jenny Ritchie has a prior commitment, so she can't be with us during this episode.
Where is she?
And she is so disappointed because our
not
special guest today is Packers offensive lineman Don Barclay. Of course, he does play football. He's also an actor. Pitch Perfect, too. And it's one of her all-time favorite. She also did very well in NFL Pick'em. So honestly, this is no conspiracy by us to keep her away from the show.
Washington
but this,
over New
of
Orleans.
any shows, was right up her alley. And unfortunately, but we do have her picks for next weekend, so we'll go through those as well. The Packers now, and we're going to talk with Don about this and what they're going to do to fix what's been going wrong inside Lambeau Field. But this is an important stretch. They already kicked it off with the division teams, but now they have to play a first-place Minnesota team.
And this is a very tough Minnesota team. This is a team that in the preseason, people talked about, would this be the year they could win the division? Certainly, Adrian Peterson is running as hard as ever. He's leading the NFL in rushing. That defense with Harrison Smith at safety and Everson Griffin up front, that's a tough defense. Bridgewater not really doing it through the air. You know, they've got Stephon Diggs, the rookie receiver, that's kind of leading the charge. But this is a pretty good team. Minnesota has always been a tough place to play. And, man, if they lose, 4 games in a row, they go further into the hole. On the flip side, of course, if they win, you know, has the ship been righted? You know, you get a win over Minnesota. You've got the tiebreaker advantage on them. This team just needs to show something. They can't wait till the end of the game to make plays, and you have to see improvement.
You talked earlier about giving them a break or a pass. I forget what word you used there, but going back to the losses. But we've seen this going back to the Chargers game where they needed a breakup on the 2-point conversion.
Demarius Randall once again.
Randall, yeah, and going back to the Rams game. The game before that was at San Francisco. I think that was a 17-3 game. Yeah. But it predates. They were picking up wins, but sometimes you overlook it because they're getting the win. But what do you think is going on that goes back even further into those last couple wins? Because they did enough to score to win, obviously, against San Diego, but then they didn't, obviously, for Denver. So this has been gone back more than 3 weeks.
It has. I feel like it's been a little bit of a slow regression. The running game has not gone on track. Eddie Lacy losing his starting spot. I mean, James Starks has certainly been good in stretches. They like to throw to him, and he does well. But there have been some problems. I think there's protection problems. We see Aaron Rodgers dancing around behind the line, far more than he ever has, and less maybe is a strategic rolling out of the pocket and more is kind of a fleeing from the pocket, if that is a different sort of leaving the pocket. He's trying to buy time. His guys aren't getting separation. If they have separation early, I feel like he's hesitant to throw it. So, and I think the more and more that happens, he looks tight when you watch him. This doesn't look like the Aaron Rodgers we're used to seeing. But we have seen it before, and again, I think if we go back to 2008 where he was holding the ball too long, he didn't want to throw into a tight window. We know he hates throwing interceptions. I feel like more chances need to be taken, and if guys like Adams and Cobb aren't getting it done, then we need to go to some of these other young playmakers. We saw Aberdarius and we saw Justin Perillo come out of nowhere and hit that seam. I feel like there's more opportunities over the middle, and how many weeks have we been saying, where's Jeff Janis? 6'3", a 4.4 40.
Right.
He's the only guy that can take the top off the defense. Why is he not worked into the mix? I don't care if he's raw. I don't care if he came from Saginaw Valley. Where's he? Where's Kennard Backman, another young athletic playmaker?
Exactly.
And these guys got to get worked in.
A lot of things to think about and talk about. We're going to take a break. When we come back, our special guest, Packers offensive lineman Don Barclay.
Brought to you in part by Hermanning Financial Group.
Hermanning Financial Group strives to help you and your family reach your financial goals while demonstrating their core values of integrity, independence, and innovation. With offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Manitowoc, and Wisconsin Rapids, proudly supports Junior Achievement North Central District.
Junior Achievement gives young people the skills they need to own their economic success. Our volunteers help students with financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship.
And it's really helping me understand how it's going to be in the future.
Do you like to walk?
You want to live longer?
You will love square dancing.
Friends you meet for life.
Marvelous people.
I guess I meet people.
I love it.
Love it.
I love square dancing.
The fun, the family.
Great variety of music.
The camaraderie.
Too young?
It's fun.
Try it, you like it. Call 715-544-7969. Visit WisconsinSquareDancing.com for more information. First lesson free, singles and couples welcome.
When disaster strikes, water, fire, storm damage, and even mold, we take care of them all. Anytime, day or night, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Quality service and customer satisfaction are top priorities. Tell your insurance company you prefer North Star Cleaning and Restoration.
And remember, don't just get it clean, get it North Star Clean.
NorthStarCleaning.net.
Welcome back to Green and Gold Gridiron. I'm Brian Graff alongside Keith Rodink, and it's time for us to welcome in our special guest this week, and he is an offensive lineman for the Green Bay Packers. It is our pleasure to introduce Don Barclay. Don, thank you so much for joining us.
Don.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing that, and we want to talk about the last few games. Obviously, with this team losing those games, Packers fans are really anxious. They're an anxious bunch. They want to know what's going on. Everyone has an idea. I was walking out of the stadium, and one of the workers was in my ear telling me, get rid of the punter, and that'll send a message. So everyone has an idea. But as you kind of get these things when you're around town, how do you focus on what really needs to get done and kind of put that behind you and move forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of to the point, we 3 straight losses in a row. Everyone is trying to point the finger, trying to figure out who kind of the problem is to our losses. I think, teams either go either way. Good teams will go back to square one, kind of hit those basics, hit the basic techniques where we started from, and build our team on. Well, there's a reason why we started out 6-0 in the season. We got to get back to that point. We got to dig deep and find ourselves. And, there's no one to blame but ourselves. And, everyone's got to give a little bit more every day.
Now, Don, from a fan perspective, the sky is falling and, the division's at stake and every game's must win. But what's kind of the vibe in the locker room? I mean, so much of it starts up front, whether it's running the ball or giving Aaron more time. What's kind of the talk with you and the other linemen? Because, clearly you guys are not the panicky type.
Yeah. I mean, you're right there. We're not a panicky team. Aaron's not a panicky quarterback. I mean, we go to work every week and, we feel confident. I think that's one of the biggest things that Coach is harping on right now. We got to start playing more confident like we were the first, 5-6 games of the season. And, there's false confidence and there's true confidence. And, when you put in the work like we do during the week, we have true confidence coming out on Sundays, and we just got to express that and show it in our gameplay.
How important is it to focus on all your goals are still in front of you? Yeah, you're going to play the Vikings and they've taken over the division lead, but still, everything that you want to set out to do this year can still happen. And especially in this next 3-game stretch, you're playing teams inside your division.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these next couple of games are crucial, like you said. I mean, they're division games. Over the past, so many years, we've been strong in our division. And, we can't look ahead, though, at the same time. I mean, we've got to take every week, game by game. And, these are real crucial. And, I think it just starts, this week. We got to take care of business this week and, every week after that. So just 1 week at a time.
Don, you came in at the end of the Lions game for Bakhtiari when he got banged up. You're really kind of that sixth man off the bench, almost like in the NBA, but you're coming in, somebody gets hurt, you don't know which tackle position, you don't know which guard position. What's kind of the mindset to kind of know you're their first guy off the bench, but really you don't know where you're going in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation every week, I feel like it takes a lot more preparation. I mean, I really got to study hard, at the stadium and away from the stadium. I mean, I got to know right tackle, left tackle, both guards, because, we just never know if someone, gets a shoelace caught up with someone else. I mean, you never know when you got to go in. And, I take pride in that. Got to be ready for any situation. And Coach Campen does a great job, and Coach Solari of getting me ready, getting me different reps at each position throughout the whole week, and just zoning in on those game plans for each game.
There's a lot more nuance to that than fans realize, isn't there? I mean, whether it's right tackle to left tackle or the outside at tackle back to the interior guard.
Yeah, it's playing a position like I played tackle more than I have guard here, so you kind of get more comfortable at it. So when you do get those guard reps during the week with the ones or the twos, I mean, you got to really take advantage of it and zone in so you could get comfortable if you were to have to go in for Sunday.
And a lot of that you're talking about has to do with your preparation for those positions. But how about the film study and watching who you could potentially be lined up against at so many different positions?
Yeah, you kind of have to, give a 4-guy breakdown. I mean, right and left tackle. I mean, right guard and left guard. I mean, you kind of got to see who's going to be over top of you just in case in all those 4 positions. So, I mean, in my eyes, it kind of gives you a better look at the defense as a whole too. You could kind of see what everyone's like, and you could kind of put your thoughts of each play into perspective as you watch each guy. So it gives me a better preparation for each game.
You started the 4 games in the end of the regular season, your rookie year, and then started a couple playoff games, and then most of the year the next year. So with your high expectations and high hopes going into last year, and then tearing your ACL, what was going through your mind at that point, and how motivated were you to get back on the field from that?
I mean, it was a lot of motivation I had towards getting back here. I mean, it took a lot of work. When you see a guy get that type of injury now, like when I see, Jordy get that type of injury, I just try to think back and, think about all the hard work I had to put in to get where I'm at. And, some people recover easier than others. And, it's kind of how your body works, how much time you put into it. And, he's doing a great job. Not to talk about just put it on him, but, I know how hard I worked, and some of the other guys were with me along the way, like Jared Aberderis. I remember just going to the stadium every day, just working our butts off and trying to get where we're at right now. And, we took a lot of pride in it. And, it's so hard to stay positive throughout the whole thing, but you just got to believe in yourself and know where you're going along the way.
When you look at the encouragement that you received and you're giving in turn to other people, what does that say about the special kind of guys that you have in that locker room?
Yeah, I mean, we got a real special locker room. I mean, there's some number one, there's some great players in there that are probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame down the road. But and second of all, just great guys who love football. You know, who are great guys with their families. You know, great people to be friends with for the rest of your life. And I think that's what it's all about. You know, you establish those relationships, and you know, you always have that bond in that locker room.
Packers offensive lineman Don Barclay is joining us via Skype. We know that the ACL was good because you could do some dancing in a movie. So we're going to talk about that after this break in our Titletown topics.
Looking for a high-impact way for your business to stand out from the rest? Flipside Graphics specializes in vehicle wraps, vinyl graphics, and much more. Cutting-edge graphics with professional results is what we stand for. Have a large fleet that needs to be flipped or shirts to be embroidered? Our design team will handle every aspect of the project from start to finish. We design it, we wrap it, we flip it. Call Flipside Graphics today and stand out from the competition.
When disaster strikes, water, fire, storm damage, and even mold, we take care of them all. Anytime, day or night, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Quality service and customer satisfaction are top priorities. Tell your insurance company you prefer North Star Cleaning and Restoration.
And remember, don't just get it clean, get it North Star clean.
NorthstarCleaning.net.
Hermiting Financial Group strives to help you and your family reach your financial goals while demonstrating their core values of integrity, independence, and innovation. With offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Manitowoc, and Wisconsin Rapids, proudly supports Junior Achievement, North Central District.
Junior Achievement gives young people the skills they need to own their economic success. Our volunteers help students with financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship.
And it's really helping me understand how it's going to be in the future.
Welcome back to Green and Gold Gridiron. Brian Groff, Keith Rordink, and Packers offensive lineman Don Barclay. And we are sad to say, as we mentioned, that Jenny is not here.
No.
And she's talked about this on the show, how much of a fan she is of the movie
And
Pitch
even more
Perfect
off the
2,
show.
even more so. We've heard all the lines. She's not here. We're going to ask this first question for our Titletown topics on her behalf. So you and your teammates were in Pitch Perfect 2, and I from what I understand, David Bakhtiari helped set things up with that. And how did you get involved originally?
Yeah, Dave did set it up. It was me, Dave, TJ, and Josh pretty much always just coming in the stadium. I think it was 2 years ago when kind of the movie started getting big, and we would always come because it would be on HBO every single night, I swear, and everyone would be like, yeah, watched it again last night, like for the 5th time this week. And we'd always, by that point, everyone knows every word, every line of every song of the movie. So we would always come in just joking about it and everything. And then one thing led to another. David tweeted at one of the producers, and it just kind of took off from there.
Now you said everybody knew every single word to every song. Are you guys singing in the locker room?
Yeah, a little bit there. I mean, a little bit outside. People would send videos on their cell phones just of, people singing, just being funny. So it kind of went pretty far.
Nice. Who's got the best singing voice? I heard it was TJ, but I need some confirmation.
Yeah, TJ, I think, has got the best one.
Yeah.
What did you learn about the acting business?
I'll say this. I mean, those are some long days. I thought football was long days. Those were some really long days on your feet. I mean, I'll tell you, it wasn't as physical as football, but by the end of those 5 days in Baton Rouge where we filmed it, I was dead tired. I mean, it was like filming from 10 in the morning to 2 in the morning sometimes. It was crazy.
I heard they didn't feed you enough.
No, they did not. We would be upset and angry about halfway through, then they'd go feed us, and we'd have 30 minutes to eat, and all these people are 150 pounds, and we're double your size. We got to eat. So it was pretty funny.
Our topic 3 now. This is outside of movies and music. Recently, the Bills and Jets had their color rush. Did you get a chance to see this with the solid colors in their uniforms?
Yeah, those were pretty bright on my TV screen. It looked kind of weird.
Well, at least you weren't colorblind. Apparently, they looked gray if you were two gray teams going against each other.
It was hard to see it. I saw someone mess with the video so it would look like as if you were colorblind. So what was your impression of watching the game? It was bright. Did you like it?
I mean, I'm kind of more an original guy. I mean, I like everyone's original jerseys. You know, just keep it same as usual. I mean, I like the throwbacks. I understand the whole meaning of that, but I'm kind of just keep it how it's always been.
Yeah. There's some video or pictures out there on the internet of what the Packer uniforms would be like. They're all yellow. I don't know about that.
I love the green jerseys.
Yeah, it's
a big fan, so.
You guys might all look like mustard bottles running around out there. I don't know.
It would still be better than the Steelers.
Yeah,
when they do the throwback.
Yeah, those are pretty interesting.
It is interesting, but I love the history of the sport, so I'm up for seeing those Bumblebee uniforms.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Don. I like the throwbacks, even the ugly ones. I don't know about the head to toe same color.
Throwbacks too.
Yeah,
we love the tradition. Well, Don Barclay, thank you so much for joining us. We had a good time. Hope you did as well.
Yeah, I did. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks a lot, Don.
And our thanks once again to Mayfield Sports. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll have Keith's Keys and our NFL Pick'ems.
Hermiting Financial Group strives to help you and your family reach your financial goals while demonstrating their core values of integrity, independence, and innovation. With offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Manitowoc, and Wisconsin Rapids, proudly supports Junior Achievement North Central District.
Junior Achievement gives young people the skills they need to own their economic success. Our volunteers help students with financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship.
And it's really helping me understand how it's going to be in the future.
Do you like to walk?
Do you want to live longer?
You will love square dancing.
Friends you meet for life.
Marvelous people.
I guess I meet people.
I love it.
Love it.
I love square dancing.
The fun, the family.
Great variety of music.
The camaraderie.
Too young?
It's fun.
Try it, you like it.
Call 715-544-7969. Visit WisconsinSquareDancing.com for more information. First lesson free, singles and couples welcome. Looking for a high-impact way for your business to stand out from the rest? Flipside Graphics specializes in vehicle wraps, vinyl graphics, and much more. Cutting-edge graphics with professional results is what we stand for. Have a large fleet that needs to be flipped or shirts to be embroidered? Our design team will handle every aspect of the project from start to finish. We design it, we wrap it, we flip it. Call Flipside Graphics today and stand out from the competition.
Welcome back to our final segment, and looking ahead to next week, the Packers visit the Vikings, the first place Minnesota Vikings. They're coming off a win against the Raiders. Keith, what do you think?
Where's Jana Wimmer when we're talking about a first place Vikings team?
She wouldn't have picked the Vikings this
year. Oh my gosh, it's not going to be an easy game. It's really not. We've got the 8th ranked pass defense. You know, I talked about Harrison Smith. It's a must-win game. Absolutely.
And in your keys, what would be the first one?
The keys, I mean, we need some offensive rhythm. Aaron Rodgers needs to look like the MVP that we're accustomed to seeing. They need to run the ball. That's going to enable the play action to work. They need to run more crossing routes. They need to go to those easy passes they can complete. And the next thing is I think you have to slow down Adrian Peterson. And, you know, we won't even insult Purple Jesus saying, let's stop him. Let's just try and slow him down a little bit.
Okay, those are our two keys. Moving into our NFL Pick'ems, Jenny had a very good weekend.
She had
Unfortunately,
an excellent week.
She is not sitting down there, but Jenny went 4-1.
Jenny.
Keith
That's
went
crazy.
2-3, and I only had one win. So as you see the updated standings, I have 31. You're 4 games back And Jenny is 2 behind you.
I'm 4 games
so we're
back.
going to move into our pick'ems, and we have Raiders against the Lions. Is Detroit going to do it again?
No, absolutely.
No.
I still don't know how they did it last week.
I don't know either. And Jenny is taking the Raiders, and I'm taking the Raiders as well. So we're all even right there.
She's not going to pick up more games on us.
The next game is the Bears against the Broncos. What do you think?
God help me, I'm taking the Bears. I'm taking the Bears at home. Peyton Manning's not playing. Brock Osweiler.
Right.
What's a Brock Osweiler? I'm gonna take the Bears and secret weapon Zach Miller, the tight end.
And
I don't know.
Jay Cutler's been putting up fantastic numbers. Jenny has the Bears, and I have the Bears as well. So, all right, we're even there. Packers and the Vikings.
Who did Jenny take?
Who do you have?
Who did Jenny take?
Jenny took the Packers.
And how about you, Brian?
Who did you take?
Who'd you take?
I will say this. Going back to the Denver game, I thought the Packers would win.
As did I.
Carolina, I thought the Packers would lose. Detroit, I thought the Packers would win. I understand the history. I understand that the Packers do not have long losing streaks with Aaron Rodgers. But I think right now, Minnesota is playing better football. So I'm going to go Vikings.
I am too.
Okay. So
wow. And
we apologize to everyone at home if he gets booed by his family.
Sorry. I will. My kids
we apologize for that. Okay, and then Jenny's lock. She's got the Falcons over the Colts. She does mention Andrew Luck being out. Hasselbeck won't pull it off, though. And the Ravens over the Rams with Foles out, backup Case Keenum with a career record of only 2-8, and that's not good. Her picks are Falcons and Ravens. My picks, if you want those right away, I'm going to go Seahawks over the Niners because they're better in every single offensive and defensive category that you can find. And then Tony Romo's expected back for the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing Miami, and the Dolphins are in a division where everybody's playing for second place. So I'm going Dolphins. I don't know if it's enough with Tony Romo returning.
I feel like I still need to say I hope I'm wrong on the Packer game.
I hope I'm wrong as well.
We hope.
Trust me, I've hosted a Packers show for more than a dozen years, so I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going for many of the same reasons, Seahawks, and I also had the Ravens.
Are you looking at my notes?
Maybe I was.
You have the Seahawks and the Ravens.
Yes, I do.
All right, we're going to see what this looks like next time we check in. Once again, our thanks to Don Barclay and Mayfield Sports Marketing. Thank you so much for helping set that up for us. And thank you for watching Green and Gold Gridiron.